everyone, and today I'm very glad to be with Dr. Pramatheshwara, again amazing rank holder in this NEET PG 2022, who has got amazing rank of 422. So right, I think 22 is lucky for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You have got 422, right? So heartiest congratulations, first of all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the introduction also.
Yeah. So, can you introduce yourself? How did you started your journey with us?
Yes, ma'am. Myself, Dr. Pramatheshwara S Aradhya. I did my undergraduation from Mysore Medical College, Mysore. I was in post-intern batch of the DBMCI Live of the Bhatia. And previous NEET, I secured the rank of 22,000. In this NEET 2022, I got 422 rank.
Oh my God! Again 22. So he has an amazing journey. From is your birthday date also 22?
24, ma'am.
It's very close, right? So amazing journey from 22K to 422. I would congratulate you again. I think this is an awesome journey and example of self-determination. And all those people who have not got a good score according to them this time, see, this is an example that if you do not lose your heart and if you keep on working, anything is possible. Yes, Pramatheshwara, or not?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Right. So in in so much crisis period, I think you started with your live app when we were having the COVID then. And I think I was the one who started these batches. The ophthalmology was the very first subject, right? So I cannot forget that period, how I started taking that batch from home. I was having very less tools there, no light, no studio, nothing. And we started that we have to, continue the show. Show must go on and I have to take the class. So very good. So right. So you did completed all the subjects from there, Pramatheshwar?
Yes, ma'am. I did all the subjects except few from the DBMCI. Okay. I started my preparation internship where I did only two or three subjects. Rest all I did in this period of post-intern session, and I did all my subjects once again in the DBMCI.
So what was your experience after completing the subjects? Like you were able to complete all your subjects in time, that too in the convenience of your phone. I think that time we started with the phones only when nobody was expecting the classes in the COVID crisis. So how was your experience with all that?
In the first few classes were difficult to sit for the long hours in front of the screen, ma'am. But later on, we were able to cope up with the classes because the classes were also student friendly because 10 to 7 so that if any lag in like network issues or any other issues, so we can complete the classes on the later part of the day. And so most of the classes I was able to complete with the schedule only. But due to we had the other intervention, like suddenly we were introduced to the compulsory service by our university. So due to that, the schedule was hampered. Rest of it, I was able to manage with the schedule of the class.
Okay. So which classes did you like the most?
Most I liked was ophthalm, patho and micro.
Okay, ophthalm, patho and micro. I think deadly combination because ophthalm is really clinical, patho paraclinical, and micro is non-clinical. So okay, so all the classes, but I think very conceptual. Patho and micro also very conceptual, and they help in building up the concepts for the clinical classes, right?
These were most because in my undergraduation days, these were most difficult subjects. And they turned out to be the most easier subjects now because of the teaching. So these became my most favorite.
Okay, thank you. Wow. So what did you do along with this in order to complete your preparation? Did you give the grand test, SWTs, Bhatia tests?
Yes, ma'am. When it comes to subject-wise test, I used to give whenever the time permits in between the subjects. And grand test, and according to seniors advised on previous, I started giving grand test from the beginning only. But at the beginning, I used to give once a month or once 1.5 months like that. But as the portions completed, I started to give every 15 days once. And later on, when the portions completed, I started my revision. I used to give every week once, or at the max 15 days once I used to give a grand test.
All right. So how much importance will you give for giving this grand test? How much important do you think that you take a very good decision, and I think a very deadly decision of giving the grand test early, because most of the students do this mistake. They do not start early.
Yes.
So how was your experience giving grand test?
When I started giving grand test, it was very hard to sit even cross 70 questions mark, because most of my energy would have been exhausted by that time. So first aim was to sit till 200 questions without taking a break, so that my mind will be able to take that much period of time. Like I must be able to concentrate for 3.5 hours continuously. And later on, I was able to progress with that time, like for able to concentrate for 200 questions. Later on, I improved on giving correct number of questions and correcting the mistakes I did in the GTs. And the most important thing of grand test is not only giving grand test, and we have to screen what all the mistakes we did in that grand test, and we have to make sure that we don't repeat in the next grand test. So what I used to do was, I had a chart of every grand test, and I used to mark the bottom 3 subjects of every grand test. And within the next grand test, I used to give most preference to those 3 subjects, so that it will not come again in the bottom 3. So at the end of some 8 to 10 GTs, I would have been read the most difficult subjects 2 to 3 times.
Okay. And what did you do for the image-based sessions?
Image-based session, like we had wonderful session called Vibe, ma'am. What is it? Even though we are digitalized more now, how much ever images we see in the online or in the mobile, but when we have a hard copy of images, it makes things very much easy. And Vibe was concise, like so much so that we could easily revise the whole subject within 5 to 10 minutes. Whole after was some 30 to 40 pages in Vibe session. So I could easily revise the whole after in 1 to 1.5 hours through Vibe. So it was a great help for this NEET. And moreover, more images is being asked, so Vibe was a great help for us.
All right. Acha, Pramatheshwar, see, last time you got like 22K, okay? And this time you get 422. Like, you were same. So what do you think? What is that, greatest thing that made so much amazing difference in your rank?
I would say consistency, ma'am. Before the 2021 NEET, I wasn't consistent with my preparation. Like, if I was in a mood of studying, I used to study. Otherwise, I used to take rest. I was not disciplined, consistent. But after getting 22K rank, I said that this should change, and I must become a complete different person. And I made sure that even in my lowest days, I would read at least 4 hours per day, so that I will be consistent with my preparation. I think that was the most beneficial thing. Yes, ma'am. Important thing when it comes to preparation wise, and most thing was doing MCQs consistently, ma'am. Here I used to do a little less number of MCQs, but later after 2021 NEET, I made sure that at least 100 MCQs I used to do per day. So that was also a game.
So how many MCQs you used to do daily, like?
I made sure that I used to do at least 100 questions per day. Even in the lowest of days, I used to do 100. Sometimes it went up to still more also.
Okay, so at least 100 questions you had. 100. All right. So what is that one thing that you would like to suggest to your juniors or colleagues, that you think that is the most common mistake that we do during the preparation and it should not be repeated?
I think not believing that I can able to do, that is the most important thing. I must tell my juniors. We think that okay, this is not that rank is not possible with me. Getting 3,000 or something, 5 to 10,000, an average rank is sufficient for me. I could get my branch. So we limit ourselves from dreaming the rank we want. So I tell my juniors that we have to dream that rank, so that we will put all our efforts to do that.
All right. Acha, I think one important thing is also the mindset, because to cope up with your stress is also very, very important. When you got 22K and obviously you were not satisfied, and knew that that was not your best attempt, what was your mindset at that time? What did you thought, and how did you carry it on with your preparation next day?
I was a little disappointed when I got 22K rank, because I did prepare for that exam, because I started my preparation for some internship only. So 22K was disappointing for me. But then I started to see what all mistakes I did. So those mistakes were not being disciplined, not doing MCQs, not giving enough revisions for the subjects, not understanding concepts. Like I used to do same mistake in every GP before that exam, and every test, every MCQ, I used to repeat same mistakes. I was not able to rectify those mistakes again. So those were the things I changed for the next session, so that I will not repeat those mistakes again.
So that means you mean to say that actually the Bhatia Grand test helped you to find out your mistakes, and you consistently worked on those mistakes that helped you to improve that much. Acha, what was the quality of the questions? What do you think that the questions that you got in your Bhatia Grand test or in the SWTs, were they quite simulating to the main exam?
Yes, ma'am. The quality of questions were similar to both NEET and INSET pattern of questions. We got all mixed questions, and even standard questions were there. So because of that attempting, like when I was able to do all the questions easily because of that. I used to do the MCQs from there.
Did you got some of the similar questions in your exam?
Yes, ma'am. We got similar questions, especially the questions you used to put in your Telegram group, ma'am. I used to put every 10 questions every day at 9 p.m. And Aftal was one of my weakest subject earlier, because how much ever I read, I used to forget that. So I followed your Telegram group every day. I used to do at least for 3 to 4 months. I did every day without missing 10 questions. So by the end, when near to the exam time, I was like, even if I didn't revise Aftal, I can attempt the questions, because I did so many questions here. So it was a type of passive revision for me.
All right. I think one of the questions was from GT itself, Sclero Malaysia perforance question, that is from the Grand test. Even some more were there, which like Bite spots was directly, I think that image was also the same one that came. Yeah. All right. So amazing journey and amazing advice. Anything last piece of advice that you would like to give, any message to your juniors?
I feel Bhatia is the best platform to have to join for PG coaching, because all the faculties are student friendly in the Bhatia, and whenever I for every doubt, I used to personally text them in the Telegram. Within few hours or within the day, by the evening, they used to respond back with the to clear my doubts. So that felt like, okay, our faculties are also with me. They are in my journey. So I felt like we are not left alone. Our faculty are with us. So the tagline "Bhatia hai to bharosa hai."
Bhatia hai to bharosa hai. Yes. So you used to ask the questions on the groups, and you used to get the answer promptly.
Yes, ma'am. I used to immediately, and many times within few minutes also I got back the answers. Wow. And I, especially you also, ma'am. About the Telegram 9 o'clock session, our Bangalore batch also had some other MCQ session at the same time from there. So I personally texted you that both timings are being classed. So can you please change your timings? And next day you put you had the poll in your Telegram group that what will the convenient timings for you.
So okay, Acha, you asked. Yeah, I remember that somebody asked me this. I did not know that it was you. Okay, yes. Yeah, very good. So I can totally, correlate all the series of events, and you have brought me back to the COVID times, and I'm, so much emotional, feeling so much emotional, because that was obviously a challenging period for the students as well as faculty, because we wanted to take the offline classes, but obviously due to the circumstances it was not possible. But I think show must go on, और वही हमने किया. So obviously it was a great success. Whatever, whoever students have cleared during that period, I think that is the most awesome thing that they can do. Hats off to all the students, because so many times the paper got postponed and all that stress, so much of negativity around, and so many family members were falling sick, and we were able to prepare amidst that. So very good. Heartiest congratulations once again. And we are a part, you are a part of family. We are a whole family, and we give you the very best wishes for your future endeavors also. And I hope you get whatever you deem fit in your future too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Pramathesh.
Thank you. Thank you.